There, that just about does it. That looks beautiful. My tree is all decorated for the holidays. I am sensing that Christmas is near. Oh, hello there. Welcome to Grandma Kitty's house, and I'm Grandma Kitty, of course. I was just finishing decorating my Christmas tree for the holidays. Oh, it's Christmas time. Don't you just love Christmas time? It's such a joyful time of the year. I mean, everything is decorated so beautifully, and everyone is so happy. What's that? Except Scrooge and the Grinch. Oh, yes. Well, I guess there are exceptions to every rule, aren't there? But, in the end, they did learn to be happy, too. But, speaking of Christmas and the Grinch, guess what story I brought to read to you? Yes, the story of the Grinch and how the Grinch stole Christmas. This is a classic, isn't it? Yes. Did you know that Dr. Seuss's name was really Theodore Geisel? Yeah, Seuss was his middle name. His dad always wanted him to be a doctor, so I guess he just decided he would call himself a doctor. But he wrote more than 60 books. That's a lot of books, isn't it? And How the Grinch Stole Christmas, that one only took him a couple of weeks to write. He was feeling very Grinchy at Christmas time, so he started writing, and he came out with this story, and it's been a hit. I mean, it's been translated into 9 different languages, and there's songs about it, and movies and films about it. But anyway, let's read that together, shall we? How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. This book is falling apart. It has been read so much. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. But the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve hating the Whos, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm-lighted windows below in their town, for he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath. And they're hanging their stockings, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas, is practically here. Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming, I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow, he knew, all the Who's girls and boys would wake bright and early. They'd rush for their toys, and then, oh, the noise, noise, noise. That's one thing he hated, the noise. Then the Who's, young and old, would sit down to a feast. They'd feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beef, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and the Who's would start singing. They'd sing and they'd sing and they'd sing. And the more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I've put up with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how? Then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do, the Grinch laughed in his throat, and he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat, and he chuckled and clucked. What a great Grinchy trick. With this coat and this hat, I look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No, the Grinch simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Max. Then he took some red thread, and he tied a big horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackled sleigh, and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said, get up, and the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Who's lay a snooze in their town. All their windows were dark, quiet snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house on the square, this is stop number 1, the old Grinchy Claus hissed, and he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist. Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch, but if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once for a moment or two, then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue, where the little Who stockings all hung in a row. These stockings, he grinned, are the first things to go. Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant around the whole room, and he took every present. Popguns and bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn and plums, and he stuffed them in bags, and the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags one by one up the chimney. Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beast. He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash, while that Grinch even took the last can of Who hash. He's not being very nice, is he? Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee, and now, grinned the Grinch, we'll stuff up the tree. And the Grinch grabbed the tree, and he started to shove when he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. He turned around fast, and he saw a small Who. Little Cindy Lou Who was not more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter, who'd got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, "Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?" But you know that old Grinch was so smart and so slick, he thought up a lie, and he thought it up quick. "Why, my sweet little tot," the fake Santa Claus lied, "there's a light on this tree that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, and I'll bring it back here." And his fib fooled the child. Then he patted her head, he got her a drink, and he sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. Then the last thing he took was the log for their fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire, and the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's mouses. It was 1/4 dawn, all the Who's still abed, all the Who's still a snooze, when he packed up his sled, packed it up with their presents, the ribbons and wrappings, the tags and the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it. "Pooh-pooh to the Who's," he said, grinchiously humming. "They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two, then the Who's down in Whoville will all cry, boo-hoo." "That's a noise," grinned the Grinch, "that I simply must hear." So he paused, and the Grinch put his hand to his ear, and he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, this sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry, very. He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes, then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags, it came without packages, boxes, or bags, and he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light, and he brought back the toys and the food for the feast. And he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast. Oh, isn't that something? Now, did you notice that it's in black and white? The Grinch was not green in the original story. Oh, that was quite a story, huh? Dr. Seuss did a good job coming up with that one. Oh, so today, I thought we could talk about how we use our senses to appreciate Christmas time. So, do you know what our 5 senses are? What are the 5 senses? A nickel? Yes, a nickel is 5 cents. But no, I'm talking about our senses, like our sight, our hearing, our smell, our taste, and our touch. So what are some of the things you might see at Christmas time? Yes, the Christmas tree. Oh, I just love the Christmas tree. I'd leave my Christmas tree up year-round, but my neighbors might think I was crazy having it up in July. Oh, but so you use your eyes, your sense of sight, to enjoy the Christmas tree because it's so pretty with all the lights and all. Now, if you have a real tree, you also use your sense of smell because real trees smell so nice. Yeah. So I have a box full of things. Let's go through this box and see some of the things that have to do with Christmas. Oh, look what we have here on top. A bright red bow. Oh, I just love Christmas colors. Do you know what Christmas colors are? Red and green. Yep. Red for the bows and decorations and green for the tree. Oh, what's that? Oh, you're right. My tree is not green. No, my tree is white. Do you know why that is? Because if I had a green tree at Grandma Kitty's house, it would disappear. Green things just have a way of disappearing at Grandma Kitty's house. What's that? Would the Grinch disappear at my house? Well, I think he would. He's green, right? So I think the Grinch probably would disappear at my house. Yeah. Oh, let's see what we have. Oh, look what we have here. We have some bells. Now, I used these bells for my very first Grandma Kitty's House Christmas show. I had some kids come on and they put these bells around their wrist and they rang their bells during Move and Groove. So what sense are you using for bells? You're hearing, right? Have you heard any bells? I've heard some bells. They usually stand outside the stores and they ring their bells. Do you know why they ring their bells? Here, I've got one here. They ring their bells and they have their red kettle. What do you think they want you to put in the kettle? Beans? No, they don't want you to put beans in the kettle. They want you to put money. Yeah, they want you to put money so maybe they can buy some beans for people that don't have any food. But yeah, they want you to put money in there so that you can donate money to those who don't have toys or food and make their Christmas a little bit happier. Yeah, so when you hear those bells ringing, just check your pockets and see if you got any change you can drop in there. Oh, look, this is a big part of Christmas. Candy canes. I always hang candy canes on my Christmas tree and my grandchildren usually eat them, but these are red and white, which is the traditional color, but sometimes they make them in different flavors now. Yeah, so what would you use? Your sense of taste, right, to taste them, because they're peppermint. Yeah, the red and white ones are peppermint, but they do have other. I like the blueberry ones. Yeah. So, oh, look, we've got a stocking here. Yeah. Oh, it feels so nice and soft. So, what am I using? My sense of touch. Yes. And if I use my eyes, I'll see that it's empty. Yeah, not even a lump of coal in there. But, at Christmas time, you hang this up Christmas Eve, and in the morning, there's usually something in there, right? Yeah. Oh, we've got some pretty red garland, and you would use your eyes to enjoy that. Oh, here's something else. You use your eyes for the lights. We were talking about the lights on the tree, but a lot of people put lights on their houses, and that's fun to drive around and check out, too. Oh, look, I have a reindeer. This is a chocolate reindeer. I hope he hasn't been in there since last Christmas because he might be a little bit stale, but he's chocolate, so what would you use? What sense? Your sense of taste, yes. Oh, and enjoy all those delicious treats you get at Christmas time. Yeah, let's see. Oh, I have a box here. Let's see what's in this box. Oh, I've got some ornaments. I got a little snowman ornament. Oh, and some poinsettias. Yeah, these, you just use your eyes for these because they don't really have a smell. No, and you certainly don't want to taste them. No, they wouldn't make you sick, but I don't think they would taste very good. So these these are growing plants, and these you would just use your eyes to appreciate. Oh, let's see. Oh, we have an angel, and we have some Santa Claus ornaments. Yeah, look at the ornaments of Santa Claus, and then there's a gingerbread man in here. Yeah, do you do gingerbread houses at Christmas time, or even decorate gingerbread men? Yeah, I love to smell them cooking. Yeah, and then if you eat them, you use your sense of taste. How do you eat your gingerbread man? You start with the head and bite his head off. Yeah, I usually start with his limbs. Eat a leg here and a leg here and then an arm here and an arm here. But yeah, so you use two senses, your sense of smell when he's baking and your sense of taste when you eat him. Yeah. Oh, an angel. Yeah, angels are a big part of the Christmas story because they're the ones that told the shepherds about the baby Jesus in the manger. But this one is a tree topper. I have a bow on top of my tree, but angels are the most popular tree toppers. Yeah, most people put angels on top of their trees. And oh, here's something else that it's on the bottom of the box, but it might belong on the top of your tree. And that's a star. And stars are also a big part of the Christmas story because the star was what led the wise men to baby Jesus. Yeah. Oh, and here's something that you really appreciate with your eyes. Yes, gifts, right? They sound like they're empty. Yeah, but you like the gifts that have your name on them, right? Yeah, so you gotta use your eyes to look for the tags that have your name on there. Oh, and then the last thing is, the manger scene. And that's a very important part of Christmas because if it wasn't for the manger scene, why, my goodness, we wouldn't have a Christmas, right? Yeah, because the manger that's where baby Jesus was born, and that's why we have Christmas, because it's really his birthday. Oh, yeah, so we do use our senses a lot, don't we? I think, do you know what I think? I think that Christmas would be really boring if we didn't have our 5 senses, yeah, because we need our eyes and our sight so we can enjoy the lights and the decorations and find the presents where there are names on them, and our ears to hear the bells ring, and to hear people being happy, because everybody is so happy at Christmas time, yeah, and the smell, to smell all the good things that are baking, and our sense of taste, to taste all the goodies, the treats we get, and our sense of feel, so that we can feel our presents and open them up and check them out, and also to hug. Yeah, we want to hug the people that we love. Yeah, so don't take your senses for granted. They're very important. So you know what else is important? We need to move on to Move and Groove. Yeah, so I brought Happy Day today because Christmas is just such a happy time, isn't it? So let's see what we have here. Now remember that your heart was made to beat, and it loves it when you give it some exercise. So hop up off that couch. Oh, here we go. You ready? Oh, happy day. 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 When Jesus won. When Jesus won. When Jesus won. Did you do? Did you get up and move and groove and make your heart happy? Oh, your heart just loves it when you get up and move around and give it some exercise. All right, so let's see what we have in our bee bag today. Remember that our bee bag are the things we want to be. Arby is looking festive today too. Look, he is red today. Oh, look, it says to be joyful. Oh, well, look at that. That is not a word we hear very often, right? I mean, at this time of year we hear it because we sing songs like Joy to the World and things like that. But, you know, it's not a word we use a lot. We don't walk up to somebody and say, I'm feeling very joyful today. We don't usually say that, do we? No, but do you know what joyful means? What's that? To be happy. Yes, that's very good. Yeah, joyful does mean to be happy, but you know, it's a bigger word than just happy. Joyful means to have great pleasure or great happiness. It takes happiness to like a higher level. Yeah, and that's how we feel at Christmas time, right? I mean, we're happy. I mean, we're really happy at Christmas time, right? I mean, who doesn't like to be happy at Christmas time and get presents? Yeah, but you know, joyful is like a lasting happiness. It's like a satisfaction with what you have. You know what joyful does? Joyful looks at all the good things in your life. Can you think of some of the good things in your life? Your family. Oh, that's a good one. Yes, family is very important. What else might you have in there? Your toys, yeah, your new shoes, yeah. You know, you have so many good things in your life, and joyful looks at all those good things in your life, your family, your friends, your home, your sense of belonging. Now that's an important one too, belonging to your family or belonging to whatever you're involved in. But it takes all that, your family, your friends, your sense of belonging, your home, and it just pulls it all together, and it just makes you feel really happy inside. Yeah, so joyful is a very special feeling. Yes, joyful makes you smile. You know, I wish that we could be joyful year round, right? You know, and just remember all the good things we have and be happy and thankful and joyful in our hearts all year long. Yeah. So what are some of the things that you're going to use your senses for this Christmas? Remember I said not to take your senses for granted. Yeah, so you're going to use your eyes, your sight, to look at all the pretty Christmas lights. Oh yes, me too. I'm going to go for a ride with my grandchildren and go check out some of those pretty Christmas lights and use my eyes. Yeah. So what are you going to use your hearing for? Remember to listen for those bells. Yes, and when you hear those bells, what are you going to do? See if you get some change in your pocket to drop in the bucket. Yes. What are you going to use your nose for? To smell all the good things baking, right? Yeah, and if you make gingerbread men, they smell so good when they're baking. What are you going to use your mouth for? To taste all those yummy goodies, yeah, all those candies and all those home-baked goods, yeah. And what about your hands? You're going to use them to touch your presents, yeah, and hug your presents if you get stuffed animals. But don't just use your hands, use your whole arms and hug all those special people in your life, because they are special and you are lucky to have all those special people in your life. So use your whole arms and give them big hugs and tell them thank you for all the good things they gave you or all the good things they do for you. Oh, well, I do hope that you will be joyful, not just for the holidays, but try to be joyful long after the holidays are over. Yeah, and make sure you use all those senses to appreciate the beauty of the season. I do hope that you have a very Merry Christmas. So from Grandma Kitty's house to yours, you take care, you stay healthy, safe, and happy, and Grandma Kitty will talk to you again soon. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.